Steve and I covered USPSA competitive divisions, and they're
Not classes.
not classes.
Yeah, that's another thing that people will say. Oh, I'm shooting limited class. Well, classes define the shooter, divisions define the gun.
Yeah, you'll find people kind of confusing the issue by saying I shot that match in limited class. Well, the equipment definitions are divisions. Class is the shooter skill level.
Right.
And so
right.
we're focusing here on divisions. We covered the 6 USPSA Correct. Competitive divisions. Now we're going to cover the IDPA divisions. In a lot of ways, the competitive divisions are very similar. Some of them. If you've got a gun, for instance, that's USPSA production legal, it's also legal for IDPA stock service pistol division. And that would be a place where you'll find your 9mm service type pistols, safe action, double action. The hammer, if it's got one, has to start down for the first shot. There's also issues, unlike USPSA, which has different major and minor power factors shooting within a given division. IDPA breaks out the different power factors into different divisions. So you're never shooting. If you're shooting minor, you're only shooting against other competitors who are shooting minor.
Like production.
Like production. So for instance, stock service pistol, where you're going to find predominantly 9mm and 40 Smith & Wesson caliber double action or safe action handguns. Those are required at the same minimum power factor of 125 as USPSA production. And even if you shoot a higher power level like USPSA production, you get no scoring benefit from doing so.
And are IDPA power factor points the same as they are for US
Calculated
125?
The same way. The only difference is that IDPA expresses it differently. USPSA truncates the zeros off.
Yeah.
So if you multiply your 115 grain bullet times 1,000 feet per second muzzle velocity, USPSA would express that as a power factor of 115.
Right.
IDPA says it's 115,000. So it's equivalent. The power factors are the same.
Right.
If you want to shoot a gun of similar power factor, but in a different division, the next one along the line would be enhanced service pistol. And that allows the same guns that are legal in stock service pistol, but then also allows other guns that have what would be considered mechanical enhancements that make them easier to shoot. For instance, if you have a single stack 1911 style pistol that's chambered in 9mm, 38 Super, 40 Smith & Wesson, that fits into the enhanced service pistol division at 125 power factor. For both divisions, magazine capacity limit is 10. So in that sense, across that level, power factor capacity, the playing field is even. Enhanced service pistol allows cocked and locked starts. On a single action pistol like a 1911, you'd be holstered with a hammer cocked and the safety applied. If your gun is starting hammered down, you have the option, if you have a manual safety, of leaving it applied or disengaged. The next semi-auto division would be custom defensive pistol, which again has the same kind of enhanced rules as enhanced service pistol, but is only for 45 ACP chambered pistols. So if you're shooting in custom defensive pistol division, virtually everybody is either shooting a 1911 style pistol, or if they're feeling kind of full of themselves, they'll shoot a Glock in 45 ACP. Because just like in the ESP-SSP relationship, if you've got a gun that's SSP legal and it's chambered in 45 auto, you can shoot it in custom defensive pistol.
So it's interesting that IDPA has kind of grouped some of the guns together, where in USPSA they isolate them, and that with the CDP, before we ask a question, what's the SIG P220? Well, SIG 220 is obviously going to work probably in CDP, correct?
Yeah, SIG 220 being a double action, single stack 45.
Right. And in USPSA, the single stack division is strictly for 1911 style guns, and even though the 220 is a single stack 45 SIG pistol, you could not shoot it in single stack, and my guess is the only thing you could shoot it in would be limited 10, limited, or production. No, you wouldn't be able to shoot it in production probably because of is it a single action trigger?
No, double action.
Oh, well, then I guess you could.
SIG 220 is actually it's a fairly obscure gun in competition, but it was pretty versatile. You're at a magazine capacity disadvantage in production or the IDPA divisions other than custom defensive pistol where you're limited to 8. The whole custom defensive pistol division is built around the single stack 1911 and 45 caliber, so 8-round capacity limit, whereas the other auto pistol divisions are 10, similar to the kind of production-based divisions in USPSA.
Okay.
IDPA actually has 2 revolver divisions. One is for moon clip loaded guns, like the Smith & Wesson end-frame revolvers that have been around since World War I. Using a 6-round moon clip, they can just be loaded, pull the moon clip off the belt, throw it in the cylinder for a reload. IDPA decided that those who are required to reload with speed loaders are at enough of a disadvantage that it should be broken out as a separate division. So if you're shooting N frame, K frame, or a Taurus or a Colt or something, 38 Special, 357 that can be loaded with speed loaders, that would be in the stock service revolver division, which also has the 125,000 power factor requirement. And then in an enhanced service revolver division, you use the moon clip loaded. Almost everybody in enhanced service revolvers using a Smith & Wesson end frame, either a 625, a 25, 22, one of those guns that's loaded with the moon clips. And so your selection in ESR is fairly limited, but in SSR, it's any of the small, medium frame 38 specials. That's the ubiquitous SSR gun is the K-frame, say.
Now you're saying in both divisions, though, they're both loaded by moon clips?
Nope. ESR is defined by moon clip loading.
Okay.
Stock service revolver is revolvers loaded with speed loaders.
Okay.
ESR, moon clips.
Okay.
And so if you look across the divisions of both sports, you'll see some guns are very versatile, like the Glock 17 can be shot in production. It can be shot in IDPA stock service pistol and enhanced service pistol. You've got a revolver that can be shot in both sports. Single stack 45 has the custom defensive pistol in IDPA. The single stack division in USPSA, very versatile. A gun like this, on the other hand, is really very specialized for USPSA limited competition. The features on the gun are essentially selected to comply with the rules of USPSA limited division.
Right. I think the point here that we're making is pretty much what you're seeing here, or what we've described, is there is a division for you, pretty much with whatever you have. There is a place for you to find a home in either IDPA or USPSA. Or both. So take what you have and come out to the range and shoot matches and get your feet wet. Don't hold off saying, well, I don't have all the equipment or I don't have the right stuff. You do have the right stuff right now. And pretty much you're probably ready to go at this point. So
now, if somebody did have a question or a comment about any of this, how would they get in touch with us, Steve?
Well, you can contact us, send us email at powerfactorshow@gmail.com. You can go to the website at powerfactorshow.com and contact us there also.
We'll see you next time.
All right, thanks.